Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Howson and I've been invited to be your Sunday speaker, and I really want to say a big thank you to Brónagh to allow me to be a part of this group and to share what I know. And I'm really excited about sharing what I know, especially in a group of like-minded people and positive-minded people who look at things at a higher level. So once again to Brónagh, thank you so much for being given the opportunity to be your Sunday speaker, and I really hope you get a lot of value for what I'm going to share with you. And again, my name is Christopher Howson and I'm a mindset teacher. So I teach people how to evolve, how to empower the mindset. So most importantly, you can master your life. You can drop the mask and be who you are. Be your authentic self. And most importantly, connect with your gift. Everybody has a gift, a calling they were put on this earth to do, and we listen so much to what other people tell us and we forget our gift. So that is what I do. That is what I'm about, helping you to evolve and empower your mindset so you can drop the mask. Be who you are instead of what people want you to be, and reconnect with your gift so you can share your gift with the world. Now, that's what I am. That's what I do. So let me share with you my story, because this is where I am now. But let me share with you where I've had to come from to be where I am now. So my story goes, I'm like any kid. I had a happy childhood. I had a happy life. And it was when I reached year 12, that's when things changed. And you know what? My mom and dad, they did everything they could for me. And I'm grateful to them. It wasn't anything to do with them. It was my own internal battles that I had to face in mind, body, and spirit. And my journey started in year 12. I got expelled from year 12. I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to thread the negative part of life. I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to hurt people. I was very angry. I was very hateful. I would snap at the end of a fuse just like that. And so, even though I never got into the gang life, I nearly did something that gave me a record before I'd even turned 18. So I got expelled from high school, nearly had a record, wanted to get into gangs. I wanted to be an assassin. I wanted to be in the army just so I can shoot guns. So nearly had a record before 18. Nearly wanted to get into gangs. A good friend of mine said to me, "Chris, you've got so much more to offer. You've got a massive heart." And I said to him, I said, Pete, I got no heart to give. I'm all out of heart. I got no more heart. And he said, "Chris, of all my friends, you've got the most massive heart I've ever seen." The problem was, my friends, I was out of heart. So I battled with depression. A long time I battled with depression. I battled with the thoughts in my head. I battled with the ego. And so after my friend made me realize that I've got more to offer to life, I even in the end wanted to kill myself as well. I wanted to commit suicide. So he helped me to realize that life is worth living. So I ended up continued living because I realized, no, there's more to life. So after that, I still battled depression. I was single for a long time. Now I'm a person who loves companionship, and I didn't have a girl for a long time. So I met my first girlfriend, and now she's my wife. And I remember before I met her, there was one time I was down at my lowest. I was tapped out. Even though my friend saved me from ending my life, I was at that point where I was really ready to go through with it. And I remember praying to God, and I said, God, I said, please send me an angel. Please send me an angel because I can't do this anymore. I can't live no more. You see, my battle was internal. It was in my mind and it was in my heart. And I was ready to give up on life. And I asked him, send me an angel. Send me an angel to come into my life, to be a light in my darkest times. And you know what? I reckon God heard my prayers because I then met my first girlfriend. And now she's my wife. And now I have a soulmate for life. And you would think after that, after I found my soulmate, life would have been better. So we went out, and then 4 months before our wedding, my dad dropped dead in the shower. And so 4 months before our wedding, I had to contend with my dad dying. And then after we got married, my wife got into depression, was suicidal, didn't want to live anymore. I was in a job that was trying to fire me. And we had just bought a house, and our savings, we went down to one income. And we couldn't afford the mortgage anymore, and we went broke not once but twice. And we nearly ended up living on the streets. And we nearly got our house repossessed because the bank kept asking for money and we had no money to give. So after that, we sold the house, and then we trusted friends with money, and we ended up losing over 200k trusting people. And so we got ripped off with money. And so from then, we had to start back up again. And so you can see throughout my life and throughout my wife's life, we've had to battle a lot. And from there, I realized that all this pain, this trial, this tribulation I'm going through, I had to do something about it. However, that wasn't the turning point for me. The turning point for me was when we had no money. And my wife asked for money. And I'm a man on my word. And I couldn't provide for her. And I promised her dad I would always look after her. I promised my dad I would always look after my family. And I couldn't provide for her. And when I saw the pain in her eyes, that was the turning point for me. That was when I realized, no, I've got to do something about it. So that was where I was before. And where I am now is as a result of that. So that's my story. That's where I've had to come from. So what I want to share with you is, how did I turn that around? How did I turn around the tough times in my life to be a mindset teacher now? So, what I want to share with you is the principles that I've used in my life to turn my life around. And these are principles you can use to overcome tough times in your life. So I want to share with you how I overcame my pain. So, here are the principles I want to share with you. The first thing I had to realize, there was no such thing as failure, only feedback. Now, in this world, in this society, we've been told so many times, never fail. F is a bad thing, must always be perfect in everything you do. Now, as you can see in my story, I've had a lot of failures. And if we go by society's perception, then that means I'm a failure. However, I want to share with you something. All the greatest successes, all the people that have been most successful in this world have failed at one point in their life or multiple times. So I want to share with you, your failure isn't a bad thing. If you fail at something, that doesn't define you. You are never defined by your past. Your past doesn't define you. You can always rise back up because, as I said before, failure, there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. So, when you learn to realize this, when you fail at something, it isn't because you failed. It's because you didn't know something. When you fail at something, you learn something that you didn't know. You learn lessons you never knew. So if you're always learning something you never knew, my question is, how is that exactly failure? I remember Thomas Edison was once asked, it took him 1,000 times to discover the light bulb. And a reporter said to him, he said, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? And I love Thomas Edison's answer. He said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways it did not work. See, he never accepted failure was a thing. He knew there was only feedback. He found 1,000 ways it didn't work, creating the light bulb. So realize failure. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. And never make failure as part of your vocabulary. The most successful people never assume failure as part of their vocabulary. So if you have fallen down, if things haven't worked out, if you've tried things in the past and it hasn't worked for you, never beat yourself up. Never call yourself a failure. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Failure leads you to success. So that's the first thing. Never define yourself as failed. You have never failed. How can you fail if you learn something you never knew before? So there is no such thing as failure, only feedback. Now, the second thing I had to do was I had to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. So what I'm saying is a fixed mindset is one that stays within your comfort zone. I had to accept the fact that I've been through tough times. I had to accept the fact that things didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I had to become accountable with that. You see, I could stay within my comfort zone and say, oh no, it didn't work. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to attempt to get out of this. So when I went through my tough times, I had to change my mindset. I had to move away from a fixed mindset, because what a fixed mindset does is it tells you that it limits you to believe nothing is possible. When you have a growth mindset, it opens your mind to anything's possible. You don't limit your possibilities. You look at things with an open mind. And you see things in a bigger picture, with a bigger perspective. So a fixed mindset will keep you fixed. It will keep you stuck in the problem. It will not allow you to look outside of the problem and find a solution. So secondly, you have to have a growth mindset. Remember this. Have a growth mindset. Never a fixed mindset. Now, the third thing is I had to trust the process. Too often in society, we promote instant gratification. There's all this technology for instant apps, instant downloads. I learned this. I learned when to get over tough times. To achieve success, it isn't a quick thing. You don't go into a room and come out great the next night. So I had to trust the process. I had to have faith in the process and realize that it's a journey. And that overcoming what I had to overcome was a journey. And I had to trust the process. You see, if you focus on the destination and always want to arrive at and always aim to be at the destination instantly, you will always be striving. You will never arrive. So what I had to realize is you never focus on the destination, and you never look to arrive, you never look to strive to be at the destination quickly. What you do, you never focus on the destination. You keep the destination in mind. You know where you want to be. You never forget that. You always have a mental picture of where you want to be. So get clear on what you really want. And have a clear picture of where you want to be. So you always keep the destination in mind. However, you never focus on the destination. What you do is you trust the process. You trust the journey. You be flexible with the journey. If anything comes up, you don't be attached to the outcome. You be flexible with the journey. You trust the journey. And you have faith that you know the journey is going to get you to the destination. That's what I had to do. I had to trust the process. I had to trust the journey. I had to not be attached to the outcome. I could easily say, oh no, you know what? I've tried so many things. I've failed so many times. You know, why should I trust the process? Nothing's ever worked for me. No. Trust the process. I know might not be what you want to hear. I get it. And you may say to me, Chris, no, I don't want to trust the process. I've trusted the journey so much and it hasn't gotten me anywhere. No. Look beyond what your eyes can see. Believe before you see, because it's only when you believe you will see. So trust the process. Believe in the process. Have faith in the process. Have faith in the journey. And instead of striving, I assure you, if you do this, you will arrive at the destination. Now, after this, what do you do next? You change the lens at which you look through life. So many people I talk to focus on the negative. Now, why do we focus on the negative? It's because our brain is configured automatically to see the negative in every situation. We don't want to look at the negative in every situation. Why? Because what you focus on expands in your life. What you give energy to in your life comes back to you in the form of life experiences. So, you don't want to focus on the negative because you will attract more negative experience into your life. So, when I say change the lens at which you are looking at through life, I mean, never focus on the negative. Never say, oh, you know what? That experience didn't work for me. I lost money. I lost time. I lost this. Never focus on what you lost. Never focus on what didn't work out for you. Focus on what you gained from going through that experience. You see, when you go through negative times in life, you always get a blessing and you always get a lesson. Life always gives you blessings. You may say, Chris, what's going on with you? You're talking about a negative experience. Is something wrong with you? No. I've been through too many negative experiences, and this may surprise you, but there's always a blessing. There's always a positive in every negative. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at the blessings. What's the lesson? What's the blessing? All the negative experiences I've gone through, I look at it and I say thank you. I say thank you. Thank you for those experiences, because if I didn't go through it, I wouldn't have the strength I have now. That's a blessing. Thank you for that experience. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't have the knowledge I have now. Ooh, that's a blessing. Thank you for that experience. If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have so much faith in the process. I wouldn't be able to enjoy the journey. That's a blessing. What's the lesson? The lesson is, maybe, trust your heart more than maybe trusting people. Look into things more carefully. Never base things on emotion. Always listen to your heart before making a decision. Listen to your intuition. I don't know. Whatever the lesson is for you, always look to see what is the lesson. What is the blessing? What is the positive experience I gain from going through a negative experience? If that's easier for you than attempting to see the lesson or the blessing, look at what is the positive experience. What is the positive that you gain from going through that negative experience? So train yourself to look at the positive. Train yourself to look at the lens at which you look through life. So always look at life through a positive lens. Now, what's the last thing I want to share with you? The last thing I want to share with you is, in order for me to really overcome what I had to go through, I really had to understand this. And this is what I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to attempt to make this as easy as I can for you. I had to learn to master thought, emotion, belief, feeling. So, to overcome what I had to overcome, first thing you got to master is your thoughts. Everything, your actions is a byproduct of your thought. Everything begins with a thought. That creates your actions. So the first thing you got to be aware of is your thoughts. So ask yourself, what thoughts am I thinking? If a thought comes in, and this is what I've realized, you can't stop your mind from thinking thoughts. Thoughts are automatic. They're always going to come in. You can't stop it. So what you do is you become aware of your thoughts. And then you ask yourself, is these thoughts leading me to where I want to go? Or is these thoughts leading me to where I don't want to be? So always challenge your thoughts and ask yourself, are these thoughts serving me, empowering me, or are these thoughts negative and disempowering me? So challenge your thoughts. So the first thing is, your thoughts have to be positive. For example, I love motivational speaking. So I do speaking. I share what I know around mindset through my speaking. So for a long time, I was always told, Chris, you speak funny. Are you mentally retarded? Will people even listen to you? So what happened with my thoughts? My thoughts were negative. So I had to change it. I had to believe in myself. So how did I do that? I had to become aware of my thoughts. I had to shift my thoughts to thoughts that served me. So what did I have to do? I had to think positive thoughts that benefited me. Positive thoughts that served me. I had to think positive thoughts of like, no, Chris, you're a speaker. You have what it takes. Yeah, I believe that. I'm a speaker. Positive thoughts. What do positive thoughts do? Positive thoughts create positive emotions in the body. Your thoughts create emotions in the body. Never think thoughts that create negative emotions in the body. Your thoughts create emotions that can either empower you or weaken you. Negative thoughts will weaken your body. Because thoughts create emotions. Emotions is nothing but energy. Same as belief, feelings, nothing but energy. So what do? You think positive thoughts. Yeah, I'm a speaker. I believe in myself. Man, I can't wait to speak. Positive thoughts, which generate positive emotions in the body. And when I say positive emotions in the body, how does that make you feel? So positive emotions in the body. When you learn to create positive thoughts that then create positive emotions in the body, what happens? Those positive thoughts and positive emotions then become one. Because once you've activated the mind and the body, it then, positive thoughts, positive emotions merge together, create belief, feelings in the heart. Now, there is an energy field that mirrors what we put out to it. It mirrors back to us life experience in the form of our thoughts and emotions. So, how do we speak to this energy field? It's our heart. Our heart is the technology that speaks to it. How does our heart speak to it? How do we activate the heart? We activate the heart by thinking positive thoughts and positive emotions. So that merges positive thoughts, positive emotions into one. What then happens? That creates belief, feeling in our heart. In our heart, that creates electric and magnetic waves that then speak to the energy field. So, let's say my thought emotion is on, I'm a speaker. Man, I can see myself speaking on that stage. Man, I feel good. I believe in myself so much. Man, I'm feeling the feelings of speaking in stage. Oh, I'm so happy. You're generating positive energy. I'm generating energy. I'm speaking on stage already. What will that energy field do? It will respond to my heart. It will send back to me life experiences in the form of I'm speaking on stage. And then I'll suddenly get speaking gigs. I'll get asked to speak. For example, being asked to speak in this group. How did I get this opportunity? I created it with my mind, with my body, and with my heart. And so what the universe did, it said, Chris, I noticed you want to speak to people. You want to share what you know. You want to share what you know. So the universe sent me back life experiences to match. And that's how I came across Brónagh. It was through my mastering mind, body, and heart. Man, I'd love to speak about this in more detail. I love to explain this in a workshop. However, I don't have enough time to go into this in more detail. I would love to teach this to you more in later detail. However, if you master mind, body, and heart, you will master what the energy field mirrors back to you in the form of life experiences. So, that is the things I did to overcome where I was before. So, that's where I was before. So, I want to close this with a story. So, I hope these tips I gave you will help you in your life. I really do. I hope you get something out of it. I hope it helps you in your life. So, I want to close with you with a story. There was a sculptor. A story about a sculptor, rock, and life. There was a sculptor, and he had a special stone. And he worked on it for months. And when he was ready, he showed it to his friends. And his friends said he created a great sculpture. And he said no. The sculpture was already there. The masterpiece was already there. He just cut away the rough edges. What I want to share with you and with each and every single person that's listening to this, you've got a masterpiece within you. And the world's attempted to chuck its rough edges on you. Please. Where I am now is in believing that masterpiece resides within me. So you have a masterpiece within you. You have greatness within you. You have a story to share. You have a gift to share. Please share your story. Share your gift. You weren't put on this earth for no reason. You were put on this earth because something exists within you that only you can do. There are no accidents. You were put on this earth for a reason. There's no accidents in this world. So whatever your light is, share it with the world. And believe me, you can inspire so many people. So, where I am now, I chose to embrace my masterpiece. I chose to embrace my gift, which is teaching people around mindset, how to evolve, how to empower their mindset. And where I am now, I'm sharing that with the world. I chose to embrace my masterpiece. I chose to embrace my gift. And now I'm helping transform lives. Now you can be that special masterpiece. You have a gift. You have greatness within you. Please go out and inspire others as I'm inspiring you now. And once again, I'd like to thank Brónagh for this opportunity to share what I know around mindset. And I'm available here if anyone wants to ask me any questions. I'm more than happy to answer. Now, what is my free giveaway? I believe in this in life. I teach mindset because I'm not about doing it just to get money out of people. I don't do things because I just want to make money out of people. That's not how I work. I just want to serve people. I just want to help people. I just want to inspire people. I'm not doing this because I'm about money. So my free gift to you is this. If you've liked anything you've heard, then you can send me a direct message to my Facebook profile or to my LinkedIn profile or to my email. I will put this in the live, my link to my Facebook and to my LinkedIn and my email address. And if you want to connect with me, I will give you a free discovery call for half an hour just to see if we're the right fit for one another. That is my free gift to you because I believe in this. If we don't serve people, how can we expect to help one another? Life is about service, and I just want to serve and help you. So that is my free gift to you. And I hope you enjoyed what you heard. And I hope whatever I said resonated with you. And I hope what I said you can take away and use in your life and helps you in your own life. Thank you so much for listening to me. And thank you again for Brónagh for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Namaste.